I like jaywalk.
It seems like we're live now. We are live from Vancouver. Welcome to From Under the Seed Desk. It's Marijuana Man here with beautiful women all around me today.
Woohoo!
We're thrilled to have Kush Queen back in the house.
Hola, hola.
She's been...
I'm back.
You were on your yacht, I think.
Yes.
Yes.
Out in the Okanagan.
Out on the Royal
Wow.
Yacht in the Okanagan. Nice.
Does that make a lot of sense, eh?
That's more like a party boat on Lake Shuswap.
Houseboat.
No, like
Houseboat,
Like,
yeah. And here to my left is Rose again this week.
Hello, everybody.
Nice. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Hope you've had a good week.
I've had an awesome week. How about you?
I was on a party boat in Shuswap.
Killer.
Houseboat.
You really were?
No.
No.
I wish.
You didn't call
No.
me?
I was in the hot tubs at Skookumchuck.
You did go to Skookumchuck.
I did.
For those of you who don't live around here,
Stutlam or St. Agnes Well. I think
we have
it's
a
called.
place called Skookumchuck.
Skookumchuck.
Sure.
It's awesome, yeah.
Everyone knows Skookumchuck.
Yeah,
It's a
the
great
campground's
place.
really chill. They ask for respect at the pools, like no smoking, no drinking, right? But and the campground's really, really cool. I like that.
Skookum.
Cool.
Yeah.
Skookum is a word that people use for something that's good.
Skookum. That's a Yukon
So-
word. Do you know that?
They have the best chuck there, evidently, Skookumchuck.
A skookum.
So, and on camera left, we'll call it today, is Jeremiah.
Camera left.
Orange is the new black.
Orange is the new left.
Left.
Hi, Pod
To the
TV. Orange is the new left.
To the
I
left.
like that.
Yeah.
Everything
Wearing my
left.
prison
Oh, you
jumpsuit.
shit in a box to the
I'm
left.
now in a ladies' all prison.
Such a hot.
Just me and the ladies.
The new chick on that show. Oh my.
So we got a few
Male is
friends
the new female.
littered around the place as
Smoking.
well. Carly's in the house. McMahon's over there
Yay.
busily texting me show stories here.
Yeah.
Ann's
Tweeting.
over
He's
there.
tweeting.
Janice
Can't you
is here.
Jan's here.
And I'm glad that all you viewers could view in today. Haven't got the chat up on my screen
No,
yet.
we've got a lovely ocean view.
Huh?
We have a lovely ocean view.
We have an ocean view on the screen, yeah.
Yeah.
That is Google Ocean.
Google Island.
Yeah, Google Island in the distance there.
Is
and
that a
there's,
whale? Is there a whale in the background?
yes, the
There is,
humpback
yeah.
Google whale,
I see.
I think, right?
Just off the shores of Google Island.
There you
Yes. Now,
Google that shit.
I've been out there all day looking at stuff on the internets. Now, I'll remind you to stop in, see us at Vancouver Seed Bank. We're here at 307 West Hastings 7 days a week to all hours. Come on down, 10 to 10 every day. Mr. Cookie, me, Laurent, a couple other people sometimes. Come on down, visit, buy some seeds. Check us out online too at vancouverseedbank.ca.
Columbia.
And thanks to Mr. Cookie for coming in and
Perfect.
Oh, yes.
there's some chatting.
Oh, it's
some
clam
chatters that
toss,
are here.
not clam toes.
Shout out to Rebecca too, who's out there on the road. Hope everything's safe and happy,
Yeah.
and we'll see you soon. And Marc and Jody, they hit the road yesterday for Toronto down to Idea City.
Mm.
That's the name of Toronto now, is Idea City. Right? The big idea city. What's the big idea? Everyone says when they get there. They say, hey, we'll call ourselves Idea City.
Trying to look like New York and all.
Rob
Yeah,
Fordville.
Really. I don't know. I was looking around on Craigslist the other day, looking at apartments for rent under lofts, and they were advertising a New York-style loft in Gastown. And you go, what, really? This is what you want to do, is make a New York loft here
Yeah,
on the
that's
West
like
Coast. Looking
600
out-
square feet with a really
yeah,
precarious looking
cock-
deck with some
with
a ladder going
cockroaches.
up to it.
It just means it's a
Cockroaches
shithole
and,
for a really expensive price.
Yeah, two little windows that look into the alley.
So,
$2,000.
yeah, welcome to
Abbott
everybody who's
Street.
in the chat, too. Canadian Giants here. 6 cents, which is, he's
Green
the
Supreme.
young cousin of 50 Cent. 6 cents. Doobs here, 420 forever. Green Supreme. Good to see you here. Sofa Snail, cool. Haven't seen you for a while. Well, there's another Green Supreme. And another doob. There's 2 doobs in the
And there's
chat.
a clam toss,
There's two.
Clam toss.
not clam toes.
Clam toss.
Is that? That's a fake
Well, it's
clam
a
toss.
Very
Clam toss.
It
Nice
is
try.
clam toss season.
It is.
So
That's banned.
Bagman.
Have you ever
nice.
been to a clam toss?
No,
I love them. They're totally awesome. Really a
we
lot of
don't
fun.
do that.
On the beach, you dig a big hole.
I don't know what everybody's smoking out there, but I got a little bit of master cushery going on and some unknown dabbage.
That's what we wondered when they started throwing the clams around. What are they smoking?
Ouch. Yeah, that can put out an eye.
Sharp clam shells.
Yo.
I'd rather be hit
Doc
by a
clones in the house.
clam toe anytime.
Okay, no explanation forthcoming.
Silence.
Okay. Keep it to yourself.
So yeah, things are going on. Unfortunate news out there in the world that Tommy Chong is now having to fight his cancer again. It's come back on him. So yeah, we're wishing the best for him. And Tommy's always got a cheerful attitude. With now he can smoke more weed.
Yeah.
But yeah, hope he's going to be okay and survives it all. But here's something I think about using marijuana. A lot of people do come to me at the seed desk looking for a way to alleviate the ails of a loved one with cancer. And I firmly believe that one needs to use as much cannabis as humanly possible for that person.
Puff, 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 puff.
I don't think just a little bit is going to do the trick here. Marijuana isn't all that powerful. It has very powerful, in a petri dish, THC apparently will attack cancer cells, but
Makes them commit suicide.
that's kind of tiny. So on the larger scale, I always do recommend that you bombard these people with as much as they can eat. If you can get the oil, eat the oil. Don't just smoke a little bit, and really, really go hard at it. And I think you'll have much better results at this point, because I think you need a lot to come on to somebody who's got a cancer growing in them already.
You do.
And
I've
that's
seen
just a
them pull
personal
people
opinion.
back from certain doctors says, okay, go
So-
home, make your arrangements, and their friends get together and just jam them full of cannabis, and somehow they're still alive.
I'm not too sure that the people who do recover from these illnesses because of cannabis actually do iterate enough that how much they use to do that. I think it's fairly important. But wishing Tommy the best.
Yeah.
We hope to see you soon,
Always.
brother. Come and visit anytime.
visit.
Come on up to Vancouver and get the good shit, man. Al will be back in a couple of weeks. Come on and see us.
Come and take a break.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what you need. So, yeah, Al, he is out there in the world. Have no idea where he is.
Roaming the seas.
Yeah, it's got to be. Is that right? He's on
España.
his Facebook.
Spano. Magala?
Oh, yeah, right. They're off to an expo in the south of Spain.
Yeah, they posted a real nice bong this morning. It's like very lovely. I forgot who made it, but
So, yeah, him and the Sublimator gang, Enrico and Terry are out there. We wish them all the best, too. Miss you guys lots. Come on back safe and sound. And we'll continue the fight here, which never frickin' ends. Now the city of Vancouver, they have waded their way into our Cannabis Day celebrations. And, I don't know, really, it was just a matter of time. And they have, the old cease and desist. We're not to have a stage. We're not to have any tents or booths set up. And I think that's pretty much the only rules they got at this point. So,
Yeah.
isn't it,
Well,
Jared?
they-
That's about the only rules they've got, is we can't set up the booths and we can't have a stage.
No. And what they've said is that if people do set up the booths, the Vancouver Police Department is responsible for what happens to those people. So they haven't said any actual,
Well, they always
like,
have been.
yeah, I know.
not like they
exactly.
weren't
haven't
before.
told us what's actually going to happen to those people. And when I talked to Sergeant Rice of the VPD, he told me that the people, if they do set up booths, are risking enforcement against them. They could shut them down, and they said they could take their property. So,
Well,
but that's not to say they will do those things.
that
and actually,
that
and Rice was
scenario,
careful to point that out. He said that doesn't mean we will.
Yeah.
He just said we could.
that if,
I was just gonna say, depends what asshole they send out there.
Yeah.
well,
Exactly what I was
they,
gonna say.
Yeah.
they've actually always had that right,
Yeah.
and they've never exercised it. And quite frankly, the reason
True
they
that.
never exercised it was because there's so many people show up to these events that we feel the safety in numbers, if you will.
It's unnecessary.
And that's pretty much why it's going on the way it is anyway.
They're
is because
imposing themselves
they re-
on this.
They're really powerless to do anything about it. Unless they're prepared to go SWAT team with lots and lots of cops
Which
and
which
fucking
would be very hypocritical.
tear
in-
gas and all this other bullshit
in
on
like-
Canada Day downtown Vancouver. I'm not too sure they
Yeah,
have the
I-
will for that. But
booze fueled and such. But
see, we
Yeah.
should have never went and got together with them ever anyway.
Mm.
But we're back to being a protest, so we're going to be on our heels, and we'll pull it together, and we'll see how it all turns out. If there's going to be thousands of people there, I don't know what's going to happen
Yeah.
in terms of what people want to do.
I don't know, just show up and be cool, right? That's it.
Cannabis Day, notoriously here for us, meant that there was no
Always.
police around at all because they don't have enough, they always said, for all the Canada Day stuff that's going on out there.
Yeah.
All
Exactly.
the booze-related
I find it
things, right?
hypocritical on their part to be wanting to charge so much for dispensaries to set up, and on the other hand they're gonna take down a protest that demands the legality of cannabis. It just seems all wrong.
Well,
I don't think they'll actually do anything, right?
no, I don't think so either. But they will have circumvented the setting up of a big stage and sound system, and they will have circumvented anybody really firmly setting up booths in an organized fashion. So we'll just see how it all pans out. We, of course, are always peaceful protesters, so at the end of the day, word would naturally be that, yeah, nothing happened. So... So it's fenced off now. We'll
Hang
just
on,
have to
what?
close all 4 of those streets around it. Then we'll end up what we'll do, or at least 3 of them. Hornby, Howe, and Georgia will be all shut
I thought
down.
that was scheduled for the 13th. Was that did
So-
that pass? Oh yeah, it did.
That'll be fun.
I just don't see.
But there'll be no toilets. There'll be no security. There'll be no right. There'll be cops on the perimeter standing around picking their nose like they always do. But that'll be it. So.
So great.
Back to protesting. So that's what they want. They want us to protest. So not. But it's fucked. No, they can't.
Protest.
They can't take our right away.
I mean, really, what they want is for us to go away and be quiet and then pass all their little bylaws and regulations all they want.
And the
So-
Yeah.
deputy city manager said as much to me. He said, we can't forbid you from having a protest by law. There's nothing we can do. But we don't have to allow you to set up structures. And now the booths I'm not so sure about. I'm not sure they can really block the booths no matter what. Because I'm not sure if there's a bylaw actually against those particular type of tents. I think that there's one against the Occupy protesters style of tenting, where they set up their covered tents. If it only has one wall and it doesn't have more than one wall, then I think we're protected. But we're going to have to see. They might come up with some other bylaw, like, whatever we were thinking. No, you don't have any doilies on your
Yeah, or the simple law that you're selling
On your
weed,
knees.
right? You know, like it'll be one
They're
of
the
those
wrong color.
move
They're
along,
the wrong
or we're
color.
going to charge you and seize your shit. Things is what I see
That's,
happening. You know, that type of confrontation, which usually people are like, I guess I have to tear down my shit, and
Most of the people.
so
will
I
just walk
think there's
away.
going to be a lot of that. What you're no loitering on the sidewalk. Like I was over there now, and the fences are up all around on the north side, and they've got it blocked off for the Jazz Fest. But I'm sure that will change. There's a big stage in there now, and lighting, and like it's. And
Are they
there's
selling-
porta
are
potties
they
in there. I
selling
might
alcohol?
add. Obviously, that's not for Canada
They
Day
got
or
a
Cannabis Day.
booze garden also.
There's a booze
Booze
garden,
garden,
and they've
of
got. And I
course.
saw a sign for
Fuck off.
like food tickets and liquor tickets.
Yeah,
So
that's,
I'm not sure.
Tickets.
So this is not
Yo.
construction that we were told. This is obviously use or like another venue. Depending on the cost, I think it'd be prudent for a lot of us to attend any type of venue there and then just continue.
not going to jazz. I don't care. You can't
Yeah.
fucking drag me.
Look,
to
we're
jazz.
selling weed at the Jazz Fest. I recently just found out that the Jazz Fest got in trouble because they put an ad for weeds, just glass and gifts, in their program
Oh,
and
yeah,
got
I saw
a
that.
fine from the city over it.
a little tiny ad.
Oh, a fine from Health
know.
Canada.
No,
Okay.
they didn't get a fine. They got threatened.
Oh, threatened.
Got
Okay, all
threatened
right.
with a $5 million fine
Yeah.
or 2 years in prison for publishing this.
Get fucking
Right.
real.
Now, the
Advertising authority.
the store.
That sucks.
Well, it is a rule of Health Canada's that dispensaries can't advertise. I don't know about where this $5 million and all this prison time's coming from, but
Ridiculous.
they, of course, yanked it. I believe they won't have it in there. And Metro, the newspaper, because the person who placed the ad for the dispensary said, "Well, I don't know what's going on. I placed ads in Metro every week, and Health Canada never said anything." Metro put in a little addendum to say, "We're not taking ads from dispensaries anymore." They're all backing off right away.
Yeah, because weeds
Fuck
also
Health
had
Canada. Fuck you, Rona Ambrose, and happy 20 in Cannabis Culture. Happy 420.
Hey, happy 420.
Happy 420.
So, yeah, they're out there flexing their muscles. Now, here's something. I did a little research today, and I have a little quiz for everyone. Now, if you're going to legalize marijuana in our society at the present time, I'm wondering if you would want to have these particular people on your team. If you think that this would be a good addition to the team to figure it all out. How about a theater teacher? Do you think that'd be a good person to know lots about legalizing marijuana in our society? A theater teacher?
Drama teacher.
Yeah. You don't think so? No. What about somebody if they had a degree?
They'd sure be able to pretend like they did, though.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
They'd make a good politician, I guess.
I'd be
The teaching gig
surprised.
didn't work out,
So, all right, then what about a person who had a degree in urban geography? You think that'd be a good person? Urban geography. That's a good background to understand marijuana.
No, I would think I would look for the rural geography planner.
How about
more.
a biologist? A biologist.
Well,
Would you
we
pick
might
a
be getting
biologist
better.
to be on
We-
your team? Huh?
Sure.
How about a professor of psychiatry, say? Would that be a good choice? No,
No, I don't think
really?
so.
Well, that'd be
No.
somebody who'd know, eh?
That's always,
Yeah,
yeah, I was
that-
just going
yeah.
to say. Always
about,
say no to that.
How about a marketing firm owner?
Definitely not.
Eh?
No.
That would be no.
He can help you propagandize.
How about a pastor? Or
Oh,
man of the
please
cloth,
no.
eh? How
Stay
about
as far away from that brown suit as possible.
somebody who'd been the director of the Wilderness Committee? They'd know a lot about marijuana, right? Huh?
No.
What about a guy? What about a guy whose dad owned a bakery when he was a kid? Huh?
Unless we're talking about baked medibles goods.
That's
I don't
a
know.
long list of people that I can't get on my list here. How about a guy, say, who used to make juice?
No juice businessmen.
Yeah.
Unless he was a cannabis juicer,
Cannabis juice.
So far, I haven't heard any good credentials for the
No
job.
credentials at all for the job, and that
Did we
was the
just
list,
list,
the credentials of the Vancouver City Council and the mayor.
Yeah.
I was
No
gonna
wonder they
figure
look
where
so
you're going with that.
befuddled, hey? I've been watching little bits of the
That's
footage. They
their
really look
credentials.
like.
Now, fairly outrageous, I got to figure here. Now, like, I appreciate these people. They all got on board. Every fucking one of them, when I looked them up, go, we're going to end homelessness in Vancouver. They haven't done a fucking thing. They never will. They never do.
Joke.
It's all bullshit.
Yeah,
I'd
in
like
fact,
to-
they've increased it. You know, they've
Like,
made it
really?
they've criminalized it.
Can you imagine if those political positions were performance-based for your pay?
Well, really?
They would get no money because
They
they've
would
done
be-
nothing.
Wasn't it like in 2010 they said they built all those buildings and they said that like all the people could stay in there and then once
Oh,
the
yeah.
it was gone
You
then it was
know-
going to be to house the homeless.
It
or something
was,
like that
and you
was
know,
going
like
on.
the-
And I mean that was how many years ago? 5 years
No,
ago?
not even last summer. Like the city spent a
Like,
lot of
that's
money.
fucking
Like they spent
shit.
millions clearing out Oppenheimer Park, which had increased into a tent city and had about
Yeah.
300 people living there. I went there to cook for a few weeks, right, to help out, and it was like something fucking else. I mean, I can't even process it or talk about it yet. It's really like so wild. Lots of people have documented it. But you know, the city, once they get their heels in, will go to any length and any expense, right? They
Wow.
set up 2 command stations, one for the VFD and the BPD for like 48 hours, one for 72 hours, and that costs like $600,000 a day to run just in itself. And they had park manned with hundreds of police, fire department, parks, you know, anybody they could find. And why, right? All that money that they spent should have been put towards like housing people, right? Like they don't understand the concept of housing first, right? They just really don't fucking get it. And city after city has proven that, you know, giving someone a home first. I mean, granted, there's lots of people that ain't ready, but you know, they need to tie in with the province. The province just kept denying their role in this, right?
It would
leaving
be
it
way
to the
ch-
city.
it'd
So
be
this
way
is how it
cheaper.
goes. Like they just play ping pong, right, with our lives, with
Do you
people's
know-
lives, while they decide who's going to be responsible.
Do you know if Riverside, the old Riverside Hospital, is it still standing empty?
Pretty much.
It pretty much is.
Yeah.
That place was like
They
the square
sold some
footage
of
of
it.
that place. It's like, what is that thing?
They sold some of it for housing, like, but that's all upper scale condo housing.
Where
none
they've
of it- none of-
rebuilt.
Yeah, none
Yeah.
of it was devoted to
But there's
social
a
housing.
ton of land
None.
there, I think, still that's not being used. That could be utilized to, you know. They should, yeah.
It'd be way cheaper and better for our city to hire professionals to look after our stuff and not these elected idiots that
Well,
are
the-
not qualified to make these lofty decisions that affect our fucking lives.
The problem is
They are
that
not. These fucking bylaws are way too imposing.
yeah, they have too much discretion of power.
They
like,
do.
It's
They
just really
should
awful.
not have that. Just
right?
what?
You know
nine
what-
of these fucking idiots go. Yeah.
You know, I
that's
don't
right."
necessarily have, because of the way democracy works, I realize that you shouldn't have to necessarily have any kind of education or any kind of credentials necessarily to run what should be run by civilians, I think, the city council. But the city staff that's hired by council and is put in charge of actually deciding, and they're the ones who wrote up the regulations, the proposed regulations, those people should actually have to know something about what they're doing. They should be hired to do that.
Well,
You know,
no
the city
kidding.
councilors are kind of like, you know, there's this weird thing that happens where you have to kind of let the everyman have a chance at becoming a city councilor. But we should be the ones to vote in people who actually know what they're doing, rather than the juice guy or
You know,
whoever else.
when I
No,
read the
that's
list of
just-
qualifications, the,
You know,
the
because you
people,
can't-
the people that were
but
occupying that
the
park
city staff-
were more qualified than
Yeah,
the people
like
that are sitting in
Penny
council right now.
Ballum, who knows nothing
So,
about marijuana.
Go fuck yourself. That's
And
all
the-
I have to say.
the doctor
know
that she hires too that knows nothing about marijuana, and they're talking about how marijuana lowers IQ in young people. They said and all that, and that's the doctor.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Some of the smartest people I know are the biggest potheads
these
I
people
know as
don't
well.
know what the fuck they're talking about.
Seriously.
And that's
Not
who's in
even a
charge of
lie.
making all the rules.
So
And the city council just rolls over on it usually.
I don't think it's a
Fuck
real
Fiona, for instance,
step of democracy
Like,
to be
knows
a
everything
fucking
about
city
everything.
councilor, though. Like, really. They have... That's an old tradition that was kind of romantic back in the day here. But these people are dealing with millions of dollars and making huge fucking corporate decisions. And
this is it.
they be pushed around and they're corrupt as fuck. All of them. They are so corrupt.
Bought and paid for.
And it's such lies, and I'm really, really tired of it. And it goes on all over North America, in every fucking city and every town.
Yeah,
These
it's not
idiot
unique here.
biologists and ex-teachers and guys who used to... Come on, like, really? Not with our taxpayers' money. Not. You can be there and you can do that, but you can't touch the money. You can't touch any fucking money. You can't make any more bylaws. You can go and cut ribbons, and you can
Like a figurehead.
get better garbage
Like
disposal.
a figurehead. Yeah.
Here's what each and every
Essentially
one of
they are
these
anyway.
idiot counselors said on their resume too, is that, well, we want Vancouver to be the greenest city in the world. Fuck off! This
Then
place
grow
is
marijuana.
this place is
And tons of it.
That's
But-
it.
Fuck, you'll be the greenest city in the fucking world.
At the same time, this city is filthy. Mayor Gregor
That's it.
Robertson. I've been in a lot of places around the world, and Vancouver is fucking filthy.
Yeah.
Clean it up,
It
would
is.
you? Maybe it's not filthy in Point Grey, where you live, or Kitsilano. Maybe it's not filthy down there.
Greg
but
Williams for
everywhere else
marijuana mayor.
Yeah.
it is. Yeah.
You know. And I'll tell you what, if it
Not.
wasn't
Big
for
Daddy.
those
Big
people,
Daddy
Big Daddy
Pop.
Mayor.
Vote
Daddy,
now.
fuck you.
and
Big
if it
Daddy
wasn't-
legislation.
If it wasn't for those people
Daddy
cleaning
bylaw.
up the rest
Yeah,
of
Big Daddy
downtown, it would
bylaw.
be even filthier.
Oh, yeah, I guess it's not really.
Whatever.
Big
Well,
Daddy bylaw.
I
Perfect.
digress, as we do from time to time. I'm over digress today. It's warm. So, study comes out, says legalizing medical marijuana does not result in a responding increase in consumption among teens.
Sorry, guys.
Right? Here's a thing that was conducted by researchers at Columbia University Medical Center and published in Lancet, covers 24 years of surveys on drug and alcohol consumption, included more than 1 million adolescent Americans. Aren't they the most frightening? The adolescent Americans. Yesterday was a bizarre event here in Vancouver. As we burst out onto the street after work or whatever,
Oh my goodness.
there was little groups of Americans.
Entire families.
These families would come, mom and dad and the two kids, and he's got an Uncle Sam hat on, and the kids have got flags and little fucking shirts and shit, all American
They're all
flag.
sparkly and
Everybody's
shit, right?
dressed in an American flag, and you go, wow,
Socks, shoes,
that's
everything.
fairly patriotic. And then you see another group, not exactly the same, but in their own garb, but as much garb. They were all American flag.
Gag.
It had to do with soccer. There's soccer that was going on.
Yeah, they're all
or
pumped up
something. It
about
was
women's
really
soccer
weird,
here.
though.
Okay.
I didn't know what to do. I felt afraid. But adolescent Americans, they have figured out that their consumption has declined. 24 fucking years survey. And this is to confirm another survey that went on for 20 years that included 11 million kids. This is to confirm that survey. Like, really, folks, 24 years, 11 million kids. Get over it. Marijuana doesn't hurt kids, and they're not attracted to
tired
it.
of this.
Like, really? Oh, yeah, it's your fucking dying breath here, and you're fucking shielding yourself against death with children.
But if their child,
Yeah.
had cancer or,
Or
gets really
grandchild,
sick,
yeah.
they're all
Boom,
for
right
it.
to
And
it.
Yeah.
now they want to try the fucking cannabis.
Yeah, when everything else fails, right, and someone's like, dying, then they want to try it. It's so sad.
Favorite pastime to get a kid high. Like, I don't
Yes.
know, I go around getting 15-year-olds high.
No, like no
Yeah.
one does, right? It's kids doing whatever. They're all drinking. They're all drinking alcohol. I was watching the news
If
yesterday
they're not
morning.
doing that, they're doing something.
CTV News, fucking whatever. They had a story about how the poor health of Canadian men is costing us $39 billion a year. So on and on, the blah, 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 about why that. And at the end of it, the journalist said, so, you know, what are the guidelines of good health? And, of course, he said, well, absolutely no smoking. Smoking, completely nothing. Alcohol, 3 drinks a day. 3 drinks a day.
3 drinks a day?
15 drinks, fucking 21 drinks a week you could have. He
I'd
didn't
be
once
dead. I'd
suggest
be
that you
dead in,
shouldn't
like,
drink.
6 months.
Now, I would predict that at least half of the cost of men's poor health in our society is caused by alcohol.
You
At
know how many
least
parents
half.
let their kids drink like just for special occasions, Christmas morning, or like,
Yeah.
you know, things like that when the kids are like, what, freaking 12? And
Gross.
And off they
it's
went,
like,
right?
But they think it's okay.
And
It's
it's
just,
not
oh,
okay.
You know, it's
Here's
just
what
one
this
day.
fucking doctor on the news said. Like, holy fuck these people. They don't even mention alcohol in our world anymore, that it's a devastating, horrible substance that's
Well, it's
killing
because
people
most
every
most of their
fucking day.
parents
And they have
already
testers now
have
at
a
the grocery
problem.
store.
That's
you can
why.
sample it now.
Sample it with
Yeah.
your baby in the buggy, shoot back an ounce of wine or whatever, beer, whatever they sell at the grocery store. And I want to go back to what
There you
said
go.
about kids drink.
Yeah.
No, kids binge drink these days.
Oh,
They don't
always.
drink like you and I did. That's
True, they do binge drink.
good.
They go all night for 2 nights, 3 nights.
Well, I used to.
They can until it's all gone.
That's what I did too. I think that's what everyone does.
I didn't drink like that.
Everyone drinks really hard when they're a young kid, but at any rate, they're dying out there as a result of it. Now, here's an interesting story out of the old United States. The DEA, which is completely in control of all of the drugs, they're completely in control of all this, and they put out a list every year of how many drugs that are listed on Schedule 1 and Schedule 2, all the bad drugs. They put out a list of how much can be produced in the world, right?
Oh, really?
So they have dramatically increased the amount of marijuana that they will allow to be produced for medical research. From, it's something like, it was 125,000 grams was the quota, and they've increased that to 400,000 grams of marijuana is allowed to be produced for medical purposes. That's like
That's the max now?
892 pounds of marijuana is legally able to be produced under the dictum of the DEA for research medically. You know how much weed they sold? This is for a year. In a year in Colorado, they sold
And let me guess, they're going to have the theater teacher researching it?
yeah.
Fuck.
In Colorado, they sold 12 tons of marijuana.
Yeah, it's serving 100 patients.
They're not doing nothing. But here's an odd thing. Probably not so odd. They had a list of all of the Schedule 1 and Schedule 2 drugs that they will allow people to produce, which includes heroin, which includes cocaine, includes everything. It includes everything. But the number one amount of something that they'll allow off Schedule 2 is Oxycontin. And that they will allow 137 million grams to be produced. 137 million.
Well, they're guaranteed once they get someone on it, they're not coming off. So they gotta get one.
Roughly 15,000 Americans die every year from the use of that drug. 15,000 people a year die.
Did you know Craig, did you know that
A lot of
for like, I think it was at least 7 or 8 years in a row that the DEA approved the increase in production of OxyContin from all of the drug companies, even though they were fully aware there was a problem with people abusing that particular drug. But they okayed the huge increases in production every year because they had to increase. They're the ones in charge of upping their allotment of
How
opium.
much OxyContin do you think is in a fucking OxyContin pill?
No, it's
Milligrams?
It's enough to
It's
kill a
milligrams.
child.
But it's milligrams.
Right? One pill
Sure,
is enough
I
to
think
kill
so.
a baby or a
Right.
child.
Yeah, measured in
So-
milligrams probably.
Milligram represents how much of a gram? Do we know? 1,000th of a gram?
Milligram, yes.
Yeah, I
So-
think so. Yeah.
They have okayed that there can be 137 million grams produced, which will make an awful lot of OxyContin pills.
Which will make 10 times that many doses.
1,000 times that.
Yeah.
Listen, they've gotten
1,000
into
times.
entire
Times.
reserves addicted
Billions
to this shit, right?
of those pills they allow to
disgusting.
be produced each year. Billions.
There's no shortage, in other words, of those pills at
No.
all.
No, there isn't. But you know,
No.
they got
And
entire.
that's-
Listen, they got entire reserves addicted, and then they cut them off, just boom, like
pills
that,
are
with
just
no
so
resources,
easy
right?
to get addicted.
No resources, no detox, no
Maybe
nothing,
that's what they say, oh my
right?
goodness,
And like
it's
killed
and then
like
you're
thousands of
addicted,
people.
and now you're going and getting it off the street, and then really it's fentanyl, and then you die.
and that's only
Yeah.
OxyContin
It's always a
on the
fucking
list.
someone, right?
That didn't
So
include the
it's just-
codeine.
yeah.
That didn't include the morphine, which was again in the tens of thousands of some of it millions of grams to be able to produce the fucking shit. The DEA is responsible for even allowing that shit to happen, right? So frightening fucking stuff. I don't know. And then they're making big news about the fact that marijuana limits quotas have been raised drastically to fucking 800 pounds. How long would that last in Colorado, given that they went through fucking 12 tons? Doc. No, that's just OxyContin.
Oh, that's just the one.
That's just
the one
Oxy.
group.
Just the one
Just
thing.
the one thing.
That
Not all
didn't
the
include,
groups and
and all of the
subgroups.
rest of those were on the list, including fucking pseudoephedrine, fucking you name it,
Yeah.
cocaine, heroin,
And never mind all the
LSDs on
all the
list. They allow-
antidepressants along with it, right? Like that's the whole other thing. Like
It's just
a handful of
crazy
candy,
nonsense. Now, here's a fun thing that's going to happen in the UK and has happened before, actually. It's called the 420 Games. People have, this is somewhere in Britain. I don't know, probably in London. Yeah, I don't know how that's going to, I'm not too sure that they're actually smoking weed as much as
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're right about that.
they're turning out to show that stoners, the adage of being a lazy stoner isn't true. Now, it's really just a physical thing. It's more like sports rather than anything having to do with marijuana. And their attempt is to show people that at least a stoner can do all of those things too. But
Are you smarter than a stoner?
Oh, that'd be a great show.
We played that one year on stage at 420.
Stoner.
Yeah, we played that one year. It was fun.
we'll have to maybe work on that. Are you smarter than a stoner?
Yeah.
Now, they, yeah, they're just trying to dispel the stigmatism that stoners have had over the time. But I don't know. You could also go into any office or fucking any place. You can go any place and look at a person working and doing a very good job and excelling at their job, and they smoke pot. Doesn't really mean that you can run 5 miles or
Yeah.
you can leap over a rock or whatever they're going to do in their little 420 games physically. But good on them to put it out there.
Well, most of the music you listen to, that's all fueled by marijuana. That's just the way it is.
Like, if all these people are smoking weed and all these kids are smoking weed, I don't see the fallout. Like, the zombies just aren't walking around, right? The kids aren't just dropping out of school and doing, right? So, they just make this shit up.
Well, maybe the 420 games won't be there. Like, same way, you know, like a bail and, trying to get it, like,
Yeah.
it's faster to get.
Well, often when
Well-
something's
Oh my
on
God, that would be so
UK
fun.
television, US isn't far behind. Right? They seem to dictate what's on TV these days.
Yeah, there'll be a U.S. version of it. Brought to you by fucking Barbara Streisand or something.
No, I mean, haven't you seen all the British stars that are like in the limelight lately? Like, and how CBS and Fox is introducing them to the American public like they're fucking royalty or something, right?
Well, in Australia, at Mardi Gras, they used to have the Hemp Olympics, they called it, and it was really marijuana-oriented. You had to, it was a bong toss, that if the police were coming, you had to toss your bong away. And that was pretty good. And there was another one, I can't remember what they called, the growers game, that you had to fucking haul your plant out to the bush and come back, and you had to take water, you had to take fertilizer. It was really grueling, sweating, grunting, throwing up at the end kind of thing that they did. But and joint rolling and creative joint rolling, and it was all about marijuana. So that was pretty fun. I'm pretty sure they don't do that. They had to modify it all.
In our Cannabis Day festivities, some kind of pot rebate outrunning those city bylaws.
It'll be
Just
good
have
to
our own cannabis geocache or something,
And,
right? That would be fun.
bring some bongs to throw
Yeah.
at stuff. Now, here was a big story hitting the news this week. Was ever heard of marijuana dabbing?
No.
Dabbing.
Wow.
Never
heard of it.
Professors have warned of dangerous new pot trend. Professors.
Oh, the professors.
Yeah, the theater professors.
How the fuck do the professors know?
Department is telling us.
The biology professors.
Is this what their students are telling them? Like, how do the professors know?
A new trend called dabbing has doctors worried.
The
Because
professors are
this-
dabbing at home too.
With their students, yeah.
Doctors are always worrying about everything.
It's a
Doctors
new warning.
don't worry about fuck all.
Don't think that this is an old warning, because it's not. It's a new warning.
You worry about the dollars.
Warning. Let's hear it. Let's hear it, Big Daddy.
This
Pot.
was on Canadian news, global news. It's a new warning from American professors.
Okay, we'll listen.
Say that dabbing is on the rise, and that it's up to pediatricians to warn adolescents and teens about the trend's consequences. The danger of dabbing is going to be solved by pediatricians.
Thank God for the
Right?
pediatricians.
Super pediatricians. There'll be a new there'll be a new show coming out. Pediatrics.
Oh, hi, Kobe.
Right? It's not just for kids anymore.
Dun, 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 dun.
Pediatrics.
No warning.
No warning on the Oxycontin bottle of how many to take.
We out of it,
No instructions
Mine says
whatsoever.
don't drink with it.
basically.
Yeah,
Doesn't say no alcohol. Fuck,
nothing.
man. If you had a
Holy
drink with that,
moly.
you'd be like, oh my goodness.
The peds are coming.
Now,
Shit.
now these professors have been seeing an emergency of dabs over the last 3 years, and it's
Dabs.
likely exploding onto the drug use scene. Right?
Exploding.
Yeah.
I like that choice of word. Exploding.
Now he's.
They're only, what, a couple years behind?
This is a new warning. This is a new warning, not the one that's been around for 3 years.
So 2012.
Right? The warning they had 3 years
New
ago.
warning.
Is a new warning.
Yeah.
He's a criminology professor.
Oh,
There you go, eh?
Great.
okay.
He studies emerging drug trends That's his field of study.
Is that even a field?
They pay
Yeah.
him to say this shit. They pay him to say this shit.
Oh, man.
They pay
Now
him.
he says, at minimum,
Bad.
dabs are 4 times as strong as a joint, and the high is administered all at once. Now, okay, I've smoked like 1 million fucking joints in my life.
That's not a lie.
I'm not far behind.
Each time I have a toke, I don't get higher and higher.
Yeah.
I pretty much get as high as I'm going to get.
I wish we could
off
get
the first
exponentially
toke.
higher. That would
2
be a lot
tokes
cheaper.
in,
a
I'm
lot
as
more
high as I'm
fun.
going to get off that joint. Right? So how can the fucking dabs be 4 times as strong just because you're smoking a bunch at once? That doesn't make any sense. Like, it really doesn't. This is not like whiskey, really.
Yeah.
You can only get so high off the fucking marijuana. The people who made the dabs didn't do anything to make it stronger. They only took it off the leaf and put it into a goo. That's all they've done. Right? How did they make it stronger? They didn't.
They didn't.
So,
They can't.
I appreciate that it's concentrated and that I'm taking an enormous hit when I take the hit, but how the fuck am I going to get higher from that than I did from the joint? I wish. I really wish. There's just no way. If there's this much fucking cannabinoids inside the head and I smoke it in a joint or do it in a dab, there's this much cannabinoids inside the head. It doesn't make any
That's
difference.
absolutely true.
This
Makes
is not
so much
like
sense.
alcohol. This is not like alcohol.
Yeah, you're not raising the percentage. But then
The
again,
whole-
you know, they think that they can give you the percentage of THC and
See,
cannabis and
yeah.
CBD, right?
Well.
So
I know, eh?
The whole notion of what
got a
marijuana
doctor.
does is skewed by prohibition and its ugly description of it.
Right.
Even the term high, what the fuck do you mean by that? I've been smoking the best marijuana and dabs in the world all day long. Am I high? Do I look high? Is the definition of high me? Because I should be. But high really
Only
has
in the
to-
Webster's dictionary.
I'm looking at you. You don't look high.
Big Daddy high.
Big Daddy.
Big Daddy.
But you see what I mean? I'm not
.com.
staggering. I'm not slurring my words. I'm not puking. That is a kind of a high that you might get from alcohol. And maybe that's where that terminology originated from or is borrowed
I
from.
think everyone just gets affected differently, and the ones that get affected from it more feel like they're getting more high, just because they're getting affected by it more. It's just so natural for us, and it's
Well,
just so,
you also have a lack of oxygen for that moment because you took such a giant toke.
that's what I'm saying.
Right,
Like they're just
and
not
you
used
cough,
to it.
you cough it all out, wasting all of it. You could have a family of 6 living off your secondhand smoke. These dabbers that I see, they take the
Totally.
big, most massive tokes in the world, but they also have the most massive exhale I've ever seen. You going, really? What happened here? You were able to take all the good shit out of that smoke so fast, and now you're blowing it
no.
out. Get out of here. You're wasting it.
A lot
That's
of it
all you're
just
doing.
went
Blowing it out
bye-bye.
into the air. The cats love it around here.
They do.
They really do. They're going, wow, this is barely even second
Tippy
hand.
loves hash. He'll come down from the 3rd floor.
Tippy's
can-
right
First
there.
hat floating
Yeah.
around.
Tippy's right there, and Buds gets it third hand from him. He's a novice.
They're ever cute.
buds.
I love them.
But, yeah, ever heard of marijuana dabbing? It's at least, at minimum, the criminologist said. The fuck does he know? It's 4 times as strong as the joint.
4 times.
4 times.
Well, he would have had
Very
to.
specific number there.
Doubt it.
Oh, did
Here's
they
the-
try
I
the
love where they
joint
come
and
up with
then
this
try the
shit.
dab?
Yeah, how does he know this? He
He
can't.
How do
doesn't
they know
know
that
it.
it's 4 times
Pulled it out of his ass.
Because
stronger?
somebody said that it has 80% THC in
Because
it.
somebody said.
Oh, and where did they get that
Bullshit.
number from?
The people
somebody
who make
said-
the dabs do nothing to whittle down other than take it off the leaf. That's all they've done. They have not tried to get anything, right? They just haven't. So it's just hash. It's just hashish. Come on, really?
Just
Now,
another
when I
form.
smoke hashish too, and when most people do, they just waste it. They're just wasting dry cones.
Yeah, like that marijuana pressing
You know.
rosin. Everyone thinks that's new.
I think there's only so high you can get.
Well, it's coming along. And I say someday I would see that if we have enough marijuana that in large scale that's going to be a reasonably good thing to do and to have. I will like that then.
Well,
I don't have enough weed to be pressing it at all for myself, but it smokes really nice.
it's fun.
I
It's a
don't know.
novelty, right? It's fun. I like it. It's clean. It's wonderful. But
We're hell-bent to
Labor
figure out ways
intensive.
and things to do with this plant. We're just totally bored with
Bored.
prohibition. We don't know what to do anymore. Well, let's try this thing. Oh, let's try this thing. Yeah, it's just a joke. Now, I don't know. I smoke the dabs a lot, and the last couple of days I've been smoking weed in the sublimator as well. And I'll tell you, I get way higher off the weed in the same unit. There's some ceiling here with fucking dabs that I don't get on weed. Like, I just reach a point where you go, not really high. Like, really, I don't get super high off extracts. No matter how big the toke or no matter who served it up. Not as high as I get off a joint of fucking Dr. Atomic's Thai Lights. Or Congo. Ever. You get fucking high off that shit
smoking
for a
everything.
long time.
Because you're smoking all of the good things that you need from the plant.
Maybe
Whereas
the
when
leaf's
it's a concentrate, it's
important.
just a certain good part of the plant. So I feel the same way. I love my joints. I'll never give them up.
I love joints a minimum
favorite.
of 4 times more than dabs, I think.
I think I like joints 5 times more than I like dabs.
4 times more.
see, now
yeah.
criminologists
5 times.
Five,
would look at
five,
you
that's-
and go,
yeah.
"Oh, what do you mean?
5.5 times.
4 times?
Yeah. I'm 4 times less likely to care about what a criminologist has to say about anything.
Criminologist,
Whoa,
yeah.
fuck you,
That's what
I'm
they
a
teach you in criminology
criminologist,
school,
right?
apparently.
Some
Don't
criminologists.
diss them all, right? This guy's just stupid, right? Again, the stupid versus the
He
stone.
put the criminal and criminologist.
It's just like...
Oh no, he put the ologist. in.
No, I know a lot of them, and most of them have like 0 street smarts. Like,
Yeah, they're
they're
schoolies.
everything they know is from a book, right? It's very discouraging. Who's kind of running justice and who are the wheels behind justice, right? It's really scary.
Now here was a thing. Where did it go?
He's paid a lot of money to say those things.
And they're not factual books. They're kind of like the Bible.
Well,
Somebody believes to be true sometimes.
it's a point of view. It's an opinion. Right? It's taught as text. It's taught as this is the way it is.
some idiot in Simon Fraser University.
Oh, SFU is like the worst.
Those dabs are 4 more times
Here's a-
likely.
Here's a weird
The whole
thing.
thing's
and
on stolen
like-
land. Don't even want to fucking talk about it.
There's so much yapping going on about marijuana. Oh, should we do this? Oh, is it that? Oh, should we legalize? Is it medicine? Is it fucking the kids, the dogs, the parents? They're so worried about everything.
The kids and dogs.
Dogs. But here was a weird one. And again, it comes out of the UK, which bodes well to your point of watch out for Britain.
Yeah.
They're not
Well, they
to be
got all.
trusted.
They're in charge of the money, you know.
But
They told the banks.
here
what
was
to
the
do.
headline. It said, marijuana legalization. Is the UK falling out of love with cannabis? Now, the whole story was about another report coming out that young people are using less and less marijuana. So this idiot has written from the point of view, well,
Goodness.
maybe we don't really need to legalize it because no one really cares. No.
Are you fucking kidding? The people there are being thrown out of their houses. The power, their water is shut off. Like they have nothing. Like they're turned away by food banks. It's really bad there. So maybe that has something to do with not having a little extra fucking cash, right? Like this is what they're not talking about,
Yeah,
right?
well, there
Like,
you
I
go.
see this thing walking the bread line, right? It reports the news from the UK, and it's like so awful there, like horrible, right? It makes Canada look pretty cushy. Like, no
Did
pun
not know.
intended. You know, like fucking, it's like,
Well,
it's really bad.
do we have any viewers from
I don't know, do we? Any UK viewers?
any UK viewers today?
Yeah, anyone in
Now's
the
your
chat?
chance to
Mad
speak
Tom, he sounds like he's from the UK.
speak your piece, right?
28 dabs
Speak your
later,
piece.
I don't think so.
Okay, we got frozen here. I don't know.
I am
But
from
I'm
Newfoundland.
really, I'm really like sad for all the British
Ian
people.
from Newfoundland.
Honestly.
Where are you
50
from?
says me.
So is it really bad there?
From
Like,
the UK.
tell us.
Really?
People from the UK on the chat, tell us what it's all about.
Hi, 28
you know?
dabs later.
I only know what I read from there, and I'm sure life's pretty cushy and nice for some people, and probably really bad for a lot of them.
London. She lives in London.
Okay, well, yeah.
Huh?
Hi.
Is the UK falling out of love with cannabis, Donna?
Mm. No, they don't have extra cash for cannabis.
Columbia?
Do you love cannabis, Donna?
McDonough, 50.
But they're analyzing this substance every fucking day
She
and
says
every
no.
step of the way, right? They, I don't know. They can't wait to overturn any law that might come up. They fucking right.
No.
And the examination of the use of the youth, right? That article about
They hold them up like
teenage
shield, right?
use not to go on. A 24-year study. Do a 24-year-old study of 1 million kids with alcohol, and you only end up with a couple 100,000 of them left at the end of it.
Oh my
Over 20
God.
years.
Well, you know
Half
what?
of them are fucking dead
Yeah.
Yeah.
because of alcohol.
Let's talk about the massive problem of
Or
like
smoking cigarettes.
Yeah, the child and family services like around the world. Like there's a massive
do
problem with
studies
this,
like that.
right? And
They
that's
don't
killing
track.
kids too. So why don't they talk about that
They
if
don't
they're so
track
worried
the
about
use
dead
of
kids?
This shit for
Hello.
kids, the stuff that's actually killing them. But they do it with marijuana every step of the way, right? To
Grr.
protect the youth from a substance that doesn't really hurt them, right?
I know, isn't that
So,
terrible?
The people who are the prohibitionists, the idiots at Health Canada, they can actually sleep at night knowing that even though their policies are fucking stupid and people are still smoking marijuana, it's not really hurting them. So they feel good.
Well, they're all
They go,
being
well,
paid
nobody's getting
off
hurt.
by pharmaceutical
Right.
companies. And
If people
such.
were fucking flopping over dead every day like they do from fentanyl, and you should go see the list that the DEA says how much fentanyl you can produce every year, you fucks. You shouldn't take everything off the list that killed somebody. The only thing left is marijuana on their fucking list.
Absolutely.
Really, honest to God.
Yeah, I don't appreciate the news releases from Health Canada either. In the same breath, they're mentioning like meth labs and things like this. They're equating, you know, a garden with a meth lab. Like, fuck off. Like, get a brain. Like, do
Well, that's
some
all they
research.
got.
You know, this woman, this Rona Ambrose and her people. I don't know. I have someone who calls her a Stepford wife.
Well, I think she's doomed.
I'm like,
And you know, I think that it's too, like, you know, if you're working somewhere and they find out you're smoking marijuana, they fire you right away. I was just watching an episode of
yeah,
Deadliest
the
Catch,
unwritten law.
and the captain is addicted to heroin. And he's like on the show, he's still the captain, like, you know.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
Police captain?
no, the captain of the boat.
A
the
boat?
captain of the people who are crabbing, like in this, like this deadly like sport or whatever that they do. And the guy's like,
Deadly
and I just feel
sport.
like there's so many people out there like that are addicted to coke or heroin or alcoholics. Like, how
yeah.
many judges out there are alcoholics, and they're the ones, you know, gonna make the decision whether or not you go to jail or whether or not what you've done is legal. It's just,
Eesh.
it's just an honest joke. I swear to God, it's the biggest joke.
Well,
It
Yeah.
makes me so angry.
Justice system. That's what I call
They
it. Not the
have,
justice, just a system. Like
the
it's
Harper
really just, you know,
government,
it's just a system.
because of-
It's no good. It's broken. Like it's fucked.
because of the popularity of marijuana, it was also it's easily prey to the idea that you can use it as a political football, right? And Harper showed us how he would use it as his political football, creating his medical marijuana scheme with his fucking LPs that are going to go out of business soon, and No, but he got that headline that said he created a $1.4 billion industry. That's what he wanted. That's all they gave a shit about. That's all he cared about was that one headline.
Yeah, well.
And they didn't care from then on, right? And he doesn't. But now he's got to stand up. This is why he's shipping out letters to fucking $5 million fine and years in prison. Really? This is what you're going to do? You fucking ancient dinosaur doofuses who would have Canada walk away from the potential of reaping in all these tax dollars?
Yeah.
No, thank you. Fuck off. I hope the marijuana issue is big for this election and it dooms Stephen Harper and it dooms Tom Mulcair. I don't give a fuck about all their policies. I have no control over this. Only one guy said he's going to legalize pot. And I don't see him as the worst of the three guys running. There's some other party too.
Well, he released something recently, 23 policies he's going to address. I haven't had a chance to go over it.
Oh,
But,
that's just a
you know,
clever ruse.
the
to
Liberal
get
Party
through.
thing,
That's
right?
just to get through the summer when you come back.
That's
with
just
your
to
big,
keep the bad commercials from,
Yeah.
sticking in everybody's head, right?
No, it's all political bullshit. I don't
They're
love
awful.
Justin Trudeau more than Tom Mulcair, but he said he'd legalize marijuana. And that's all I really care about, because he's the only one that has. I don't know his pipeline. Is it worse than fucking Tom Mulcair and Stephen Harper? Is it all of his other policies about international law? I don't know. I don't get to fucking do too much about that anyway. But might be able to hold him to legalizing pot, and I think he will. So that's all I know about it. I don't give a shit about the rest of it. I do care. I wish that one of them had the balls to come out and stand up against the corporate, but they're not gonna.
Well, McCare's spoken
Well, I
to
think
a
our
lot of things that no one else has. So, I'm encouraged by that. And I think if he's pressed enough, he would sort of agree with legalizing marijuana.
Who?
Tom Mulcair.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, he's fucking too
He
mushy.
wants it bad enough.
Well, no, he said decriminalize. He's gonna stick with that bullshit. Tickets from the cops.
Decriminalizing, legalizing,
Tickets from
whatever
the
it
cops,
is.
right? So I don't want that. I don't want to be anywhere near Tom Mulcair and his fucking tickets from a cop. And I don't think he'll do a different job than
Yeah.
anybody else when the Koch brothers from America come calling about their pipeline.
Well, exactly. Like, it's more, who does he answer to? Who's supporting
Even
him?
rock stars.
Who's paying for
They
him?
don't. They come and they visit every one of them. Bono, when he was coming to town, he went and visited each and every one of them. That's what they all do. Right? They don't give a fuck if they're going to win or lose. I want my program on your agenda.
Yeah, but he just
So,
signed a whole
I don't
bunch of
care.
shit allowing GMO to go to Africa. Like, what the fuck?
Who?
Bono. He's part owner of this stuff, or a director on the board, and like he's got a lot of money tied up in this. I
Go
saw
look
it.
that up.
I saw it in a good source, and like
Sonny Bono.
no,
Cher.
Paul.
Bono.
I call him Paul.
Paul Bono.
Yeah.
Paul Bono. Well, see, but my point is, right, the people with an agenda that they want advanced don't care. Right? It's not like at the end of the day, Bono comes out of the fucking meeting going, well, I think I've narrowed it down to Tom Mulcair. He doesn't say a fucking word. He just went in there and told them all what he wants, just like Imperial Oil does, just like fucking Halliburton does, just like all the big companies do.
Yeah,
They go in
it's
and
just a
tell
big
them all
show,
what we
you know.
want. Should you
It's a nice
win?
big show.
Right? They don't care. So that's very good evidence that it doesn't matter which one of them wins. Really? Because it's going to be the very same people that are coming to them to say, here's what I want anyway. It's not going to be... Well, because the liberals get into power, do you think it's a whole new bunch of corporations going, oh, goody, now the
Yeah.
liberals win, we can go in and get some influence?
Pretty
no,
much.
it's the same fucking rich cats that are there anyway. So it doesn't matter.
Different pile.
So, vote for the liberals, landslide these fucks into office. Doesn't matter. Landslide the rest of them out is the key.
Yeah.
Get rid of Harper, get rid of Mulcair, and forget about stupid
People have to
politics.
act-
And
I
let's
don't
not
give a
forget
fuck.
about the
And
illegal.
vote.
People
yeah.
have to actually vote.
Really,
You
really
know,
got to
everyone's
vote
like,
this
oh, everyone
time.
smokes marijuana, but not everyone votes for it.
Mm.
You have to actually vote.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know, like stick up for what
So-
you want and actually try to make a change.
Except
For
for
sure.
you, Donna, because you're in the UK. It doesn't matter.
Our cannabis community is so
No,
much
but
smaller.
The
than
rest of
people
you who
actually
are
smoke
not
weed in the
from
city.
Canada.
If everyone actually voted, we might actually get somewhere.
Ian
We
from
can't be the only
Newfoundland. See,
community
people
who's
stand
voting.
up and they go, Canadians, what a bunch of saps we are. All we've got when it comes to politics is to be able to go, I'm a liberal. Ooh, I'm NDP. Ooh, fuck off. That's all you got. That's it. That's the only thing. So it's so stupid, right? To stand up and go, well, I'm this. If you want marijuana legal in your world, you could be anything. Why do you have to be anything? In the morning when I look at the horoscopes in the newspaper, I read them all. Pick the best one and go with that. I'll be a Scorpio today. Right? Like, I don't care.
Sure, it's fun.
It's exactly the same thing, right?
You'd have a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah, Scorpios have way more fun. I'm pretty convinced of that.
4 times more fun.
Both of them, yeah.
Way more fun.
times
Four times.
The best part is we'll
And-
never tell.
And the high. Oh, here's the thing about the high being delivered right away with the dabs. So is the from the toke of my joint.
Yep.
It's delivered instantly. It's smoke, idiots. It's the same as this. It can't be any different. It's smoke. Now, my lungs, I must have a capacity of how much I can absorb out of my lungs before I run out of oxygen. It's kind of the same, right? It will exponentially, my lungs are going to absorb more cannabinoids because they're there? I don't think so. And then what about my receptors? Where do they go? Okay, well, let's take it all. Come on, we'll take it all in. Yeah, it's here. No, you blow it back out in your exhale. Fucking idiots. And here's another thing. My joint can get all of us stoned. 6 of us stoned to the same stone high as you get off your dab that you didn't share with anybody.
Yeah.
Think about that. Huh.
The pets appreciate it. They really do.
Don't worry, we'll wait.
Yeah,
I'm sure the plants do too.
you
know.
dabbers owe us tokes.
Getting high for free.
All right, that's enough of this.
Next.
Okay? I can't wait any longer for Al.
What?
don't
He's
think
not
he's gonna
showing
show up
up.
today.
Just show up.
He blew us off.
He might still show.
Well, if you would like Al's
Me?
portion of the show, write to us, and we'll send you transcripts from what he would have said if he had been here.
Yeah.
Written transcripts.
I don't know. I think they post into Pot TV somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
I
full
know.
transcripts.
You
yes.
figure out where to write to.
In
I'm going
Klingon.
to tell you that. Get a lot of letters asking for that shit. All right, so thanks a lot for tuning in, all you folks. Nice to see you in the chat.
Hey man, we owe them 2 minutes.
We owe them 2 minutes.
Yeah.
How do you figure?
I was watching.
No, they've never done a show. They owe me
Watching.
1,900 hours
Yeah. You
for the
think?
shows that I've done.
Did a criminologist give you that figure?
Yeah, I
Oh,
don't
parking
know.
ticket.
Yeah, I
Parking
got that
ticket.
from a criminologist.
They know their stuff.
Well,
Yeah, man. For sure. It's the best way.
I
Listen.
don't think Parkinson's.
No, after my surgery,
You
I
can't
couldn't.
roll?
I
How are you gonna?
Well, I
I was
I
like,
wouldn't really trust
couldn't sit up
the
for about
torch
a couple of days,
on
man.
the nail and then
Yeah.
having the dab. So someone's gonna
My
do it
friend
for
was
you,
looking
so at
after
that
me
point
and they
they
gave
can
me
roll your joint.
Dabs with
Right.
the sublimator, right? So
I don't know how many shows I've done. Must be 1,000,000 by now.
1,000,000.
Since
someone else-
2000?
maybe
Fuck,
someone in the
we've done
chat
a
knows
lot.
how many
That's
you-
15 years, for God's sakes.
You
How
have
many
to beat
weeks is
1,000
that?
episodes by now.
Holy shit, it's the same number of grams of Oxycontin that the DEA will allow them to.
Exactly.
892 pounds
2,000.
of marijuana. 2,000. 2,000.
That's a round number.
Okay.
Is it the 2000 show?
Well, quite a milestone. All right. Well, thanks
I'll find
to
that out.
Kush
I'll
Queen
figure
for stopping the helicopter here today.
Thanks for having me.
Yes. Couldn't
Landed on
figure
the
out
roof.
what the fuck that sound was, and then that thing lands on the roof. Eh? Holy
Lights were
shit!
shaking.
Pigeons. There's more pigeons than I've ever
cool.
seen.
Until you saw the rope ladder come down in front of the
Yeah,
stairs.
and then off she leaps
Yeah.
onto the roof, and then down.
Hanging from by an arm, waving.
It's
right on.
quite
Sunglasses
exciting.
on.
I wish maybe next time we'll videotape it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe.
Who knows?
Maybe
You
when
don't
she
even know
goes.
what's going to happen, though.
I
Who's
don't
got
know.
time, right?
Time for a rooftop show.
A rooftop show.
Last time she pulled her train up front.
That's right. I
Yeah.
always arrive
You should see those guys making the
different.
tracks before she gets here. It took a lot of work.
They've missed it. They just get to hear about all the tales.
I like the princess coach and the 8 white horses the best, though. Really like. Anyway, Rose showed up on a
Broom.
1954 Harley.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Panhead. Is that what they're called?
No.
Panhead? No.
No.
What are they?
No. That would be a knuckle. That's an old one.
Knucklehead.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you could make
Trouble.
it, Jeremiah, too, and Carly
Yeah.
was in the house.
Nice.
Thanks for
Yep.
stopping by.
We came in on my
Dr.
ride-in
Clem
lawnmower,
was here,
actually.
Ann was here.
Yeah, that's how we rode in. Yeah, and you should see the clean cut of grass in our trail behind us.
On the way. Fuck. Two birds, one stone.
You're wondering why Victory Square looks
Peace Paw TV.
that's the second one.
Everybody that was sitting over there is gone. Gone now. Empty.
Dr. Clone.
Studio's empty, so that's it for the show.
Double
Well,
jointed.
Do
That's
join
for Blue Dream.
Jeremiah for his show on Friday. And then there'll be something from Redbeard perhaps on Saturday. The some sort of things going on for Redbeard, the Glass Gathering.
That's next week, yep.
The Glass Gathering seems fairly fragile thing. The Glass Gathering. You go, really? Like it's not a lot of going to be a lot of glass here, and people being really high
bring
and
their pet
partying
bull.
hard, and out in the woods and bare feet and shit. But don't. It's a good time.
They have it right next to the sledgehammer swinging competition.
Right.
These, yeah, and just near the stray bullet ride.
Yeah, exactly. The rock throwing competition is just on the outskirts.
They canceled the Mariah Carey impersonator. You know, they were worried about the ghost.
They canceled yoga on the bridge.
They did. Right fucking on,
Yeah.
people. Woo!
That made them uptight, eh?
Fuck you, Christy Clark.
Made them all
Everybody should go
tense.
do yoga in front of Christy Clark's house.
We should all
bunch
sit
of
on her lawn.
doofuses.
Yoga day.
What does doing yoga on the bridge have to do with the bridge or yoga?
Fuck all.
Like, really? It was, how did it get through so many meetings?
It's not even her
that
jurisdiction.
everybody wanted to do that. Like, what a silly thing.
Anyway,
Wouldn't yoga always be associated with being in the park and
Yeah,
in a
well,
tranquil
I know.
setting?
Lululemon wanted
Oh,
the
Yeah, there's a
bridge.
big ad
Why
for
would you
Lululemon
close-
and some
why would
gas
you want to
company.
close down
And a
the-
gas
the
company.
main bridge in the city.
Maybe do it at 2 o'clock in the morning
Fucking yoga.
if you wanted to do that.
Well, there was
Dude,
already
fucking-
several events
Nighttime
organized
yoga.
for free.
Yeah, and it was
Yeah.
Aboriginal
Other places.
Day, for
right? Yeah, and
fuck's
over, you know,
sakes.
like, hello.
Dorks. Oh yeah, and they were all behind
Zero.
it.
Like zero. There's
Yeah.
probably no discussion. It looked like just boom, right?
The biologist said we should do that. The theater teacher said we should do that. Eh?
Well, I don't know.
The marketing manager said
Chip
we should
said,
do
I want to
that.
have a party on the bridge. Come
The
on,
guy
Christy.
whose dad used to own a bakery said,
Right.
I think that's a good idea.
I paid last time. You know, he gave a whole bunch of money to her. Eh?
Who?
Christy Clark.
Lululemon.
Yeah.
Yeah, you bet he did. Chip.
I want
Hey, Chip. All right, let's get out of here. Thanks for tuning in.
Bye.
Until next week, I'm Marijuana Man. This is Marijuana. Peace and pot.